Auburn won the 2010 BCS championship thanks in large part to the exploits of Cam Newton. But Newton turned pro after his one season, so now the Tigers have to find another quarterback. Todd Blackledge and Auburn head coach Gene Chizik break down some of the candidates.
One of the big questions for the Auburn Tigers, who will play quarterback this year? Not really new territory, Coach. The Tigers have had to replace their quarterback the last 5 years now. Number 2 last year was pretty special. So a couple guys have been battling it out ever since spring. Talk first about junior Barrett Trotter.
Todd, Barrett Trotter's probably got the most experience out of all of our quarterbacks. He's been in the system now 3 years. A very smart football player, was a really great quarterback in high school. Is a young man that really throws a nice deep ball. He's got some really good touch on the ball, throws some great double move routes, but he's got a really good understanding of the offense.
Yeah, when I was watching the tape of the spring game, I was very impressed. He looked comfortable running the offense, and one play in particular really stood out to me. It was a touchdown that he threw, and it was off one of those double moves. He pump faked on the quick screen, froze 2 defenders, and then really quickly reset his feet. And the thing I liked the most was how quickly he got his feet reset again. He didn't waste motion with the pump fake, and then threw the nice touchdown.
Well, he does. He has a lot of confidence and a lot of ability back there. The great thing about him is he makes good decisions. He very rarely makes a bad decision, and when somebody's open, he usually hits them.
Okay, the other guy, sophomore Clint Mosley, what are his strengths?
Clint is a guy that came out of high school. He's a 3-time state championship quarterback. He knows how to win. Clint's a little bit different in the fact that, you know, he is very patient back there. He'll stay back there and he'll take a hit. He doesn't have any problem with it. Very tough guy. But if he doesn't have that deep ball, he'll go down to the check downs. He's got no problem with that. He's going to take what they give him. Again, he's getting more comfortable with the offense, and he's got to make good decisions as well.
It's interesting that you said that, take what you give him, because a lot of times with a young quarterback, that's hard to get a guy to do. One play that really stood out to me watching him in the spring game, a typical route where you have a deep and a short, and you want your quarterback to look deep first and then throw short. But a lot of young guys, they want to force the ball down the field to make the big throw. Nice job by him just taking what the defense gives. And the difference between setting up 3rd and 5 and 3rd and 10 in a league like the SEC can be huge.
Absolutely, and I think Clint, again, his decision-making process as the spring unfolded, I thought it got better and better.
I guess we also have to ask you about the young guy coming in, Kyle Frazier. What does he bring to the quarterback mix?
Well, you know, Kyle was an early commitment for us. He's been an Auburn guy, you know, the whole time. He's one of those guys that is considered to be one of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the country. He can run it. He threw for over 10,000 yards in high school, won at least three state championships. He's a guy, again, we're not afraid to play a freshman. He's got to come in and win the job, though.
Now, Gus Malzahn's offense, for all its bells and whistles and motions and formations, it's a run-first offense. So Michael Dyer quietly ran for over 1,000 yards last year, 143 yards in the championship game against Auburn. What are your expectations for him this year?
Well, you know, I thought one of the things that we did a good job of last year was really bringing Michael along. We didn't throw him into the fire too soon. We let him build some confidence. He ended up rushing for almost 1,100 yards. He's got to be a better player for us. You're exactly right, Todd. We're going to run the football. In this league, you have to run the football. Mike's got to be a huge reason why we can do it, and he's got to be a better pass protector than he was last year.
Last year's team featured 2 players in Cam Newton and Nick Fairley that were arguably the most dominant players on both sides of the ball in all of college football. But if we would have had this conversation a year ago, not many people knew who either one of those guys were. Okay, they're gone. Who are some of the young guys that are waiting for their chance to make their mark as Auburn Tigers this year?
Well, I don't think there's any question. If you look on the offensive side of the ball, probably one of the guys that does not get talked about enough is Ontario McCaleb. This is a really, really good football player. He's got 2 years left. He's probably the fastest, if not the fastest, one of the top 2 fastest kids on our football team. He might average close to 7, 8, 9 yards a carry. I haven't checked, but every time he touches the ball, he's a threat. Brandon Mosley is going to be our starting tackle. He started probably about 10 or 11 games last year. He's an offensive lineman that's a really, really good player and was a driving force on our offense.
Well, Coach, appreciate your being with us. Good luck this year, and War Eagle.
Thank you, Todd. War Eagle.